Hello, and welcome to the Do Along podcast, where we work together to get things done. And right now, we are going to work on the kitchen together. So let's get ready, and we're going to start by getting ourselves ready. And we're going to make sure that we have the right physical and emotional preparation. So I like to make sure that I have some good shoes on and clothes that I feel good in. And an apron is really helpful when you're doing the dishes to keep you from taking a bath along with the dishes, because that just happens sometimes. And the apron helps. And I like rubber gloves too. And whatever you want to have on you to get ready for this and get geared up is really helpful. And take a big drink of water and some nice deep breaths and a little bit of stretching, and we're ready to get started. And I'm going to talk us through 3-minute sessions and keep us focused and remind us why we're doing this. And our first 3-minute session is going to be focused on getting the kitchen sink ready. So here we go. I'm going to start my timer. And want to start clearing out the sink and just move things that are in the sink out of the sink and start filling up one side of the kitchen sinks with hot soapy water so that you can wash dishes. And if you have one of those sinks that only has one big space in it, you can put a big bowl or a big pot or a wash basin if you have one and put that on one side. For me, it's usually the left side, and then have your other side ready to put the dishes in once you've washed them. And so you're getting all of that cleared out, and once that's clear, you can start unloading the dishwasher if you have one, or putting away other clean dishes that might be sitting around. So that's our job for this 3 minutes. We've already got 1 minute in. We're down to 2 more, and we're just putting away dishes and getting our kitchen sink ready to roll. And I just want you, as you're doing this, to consider just how important this space is in our lives. And what happens here in the kitchen is so central to life at home. And I think of people long ago who cooked everything on fires, and that was their kitchen, and that was sort of the heart of their living space. And today it's the kitchen, it's the heart of our home, and we have meetings and gatherings in this space. We cook together, we laugh, we hug and kiss sometimes. It all happens in the kitchen. And so making this space a pleasant space and addressing the dishes, getting things cleaned up, it just goes toward facilitating the good things that happen in your home and helping it be a safe and welcoming and healthy place to be with your people. And so you're almost done. You got about 30 seconds left to finish clearing up. And again, anytime you need to pause this recording, if you get interrupted or if we're just going a little too fast because you've got more going on than we've had time for, go ahead and pause. Make sure you're making time for you and the people in your life, and I'll be here whenever you're ready to come back. But we're almost done, and we're going to switch jobs. Hopefully you've got most of the dishes all put away. And now we're going to switch to putting away the food that might be left out and bringing all the other dishes that are kind of scattered around the counters and the table, the dining table and the stove. We're going to collect all of that and bring it toward the kitchen sink so we can get it all done at once and not have that one dish at the end that we forgot. Let's clear off in the bedroom. If you've got dishes over in the bedroom, this is the time to go and get them and bring them back to the kitchen. And sometimes, if I know there's a lot to collect, I'll grab a big bowl or a basin and I'll just fill it up as I wander around the house collecting all the dishes. So we can bring it all back to the sink. So we're collecting all of those and we're finding food that's left out and we're putting that away so we're not wasting our food. And we're getting this done. So you're doing a great job. And as you're finding the food and you're finding the dishes that you ate off of, I hope that you can feel gratitude for this food and the meals that you enjoyed and the people that we were with, and just think about how blessed we are to have food. And even though it's a mess now, it's a mess that is the result of something very good and nurturing, and that's a beautiful thing. And so we are bringing all of this to the sink, and it's like we're going around and then coming back and maybe going back around to get some more things and putting things away. And it's almost like a dance as we're going round and round the house and the kitchen, and we're creating order in our space and just feeling good while we do it, feeling in control, feeling relaxed, feeling like we're making a real difference, because we really are. We're doing something so good here. And in our last minute in this 3-minute session, we're going to wipe down the surfaces. We've started to get everything kind of cleared away and put away. If you're still putting these away, that's fine. But you can grab a wet cloth and start to wipe down these flat surfaces. And there's just such a great sense of peace that comes when you have a clear, clean, flat surface. If you notice, if you look at great works of art or even movies, visual situations that feel peaceful often have flat lines, horizontal lines, and you're creating these horizontal lines in your space that become very calming and create space for you to be able to do the next thing in this space, and you're allowing for creativity in the future. And that's a really good thing, to be able to make food in a sanitary environment that's inviting. You're going to have so much fun in the kitchen next time you come in here to work because you've got it cleaned up. And we're just about done with this job, and we're going to transition for the next 3 minutes. There goes the timer. For the next 3 minutes, we are going to get back to the dishes. So hopefully everything's pretty well centered around the kitchen sink now. And we're going to start rinsing the dirty dishes, loading them into the dishwasher, and just noticing the ones that need to soak a little bit. So there may be some pans or dishes that are pretty greasy or have stuff stuck on them, and you can put some soap and some hot water right in those and just set them aside. And if you have a lot of dishes, there is absolutely nothing wrong with stacking them even on the floor if you have to. Just getting them all together, rinsed off or soaking, and you can start putting the ones that are rinsed in the dishwasher or in your sink full of hot soapy water, and they can soak. And that's so good to just let them soak. It takes very little effort on our part and saves us a lot of work. And as you're washing through, rinsing through, setting things to soak, you're really in a good place, and you can notice the clean water and the soap bubbles, and just take a minute to notice the sensory experience of making something clean. And it's really actually enjoyable if you really can focus on the warm water and the bubbles and things going from dull to shiny. It's such a great thing that you're doing here, and it's going to help with your health and the happiness of your home and your space. And you're getting this done, and this is a place where we can even process some emotions. I love letting myself think and meditate while I'm doing the dishes, and I can kind of let things go as I'm getting the dirt and the grime dealt with and making things shiny and clean. I can do that within myself as well. And just breathe with it and enjoy the sensation. And we've got about 10 more seconds. And we're going to transition jobs again. And we're going to let whatever we've got going in the sink just pause. Let it keep soaking. And we're going to move on to taking out the trash. And that's going to be really quick. That's only going to take about 1 minute to take out the trash. And we're bagging it up and collecting. Maybe there's a little bit of trash left out on some of the surfaces. You can collect all of that. Go ahead and get it in the trash and take out the bag. And just let things go. You know, you're taking out the trash, and this is a chance for you to relax and let go of any tension that you hold in your body. Just like you're letting go of all this trash, you can let go of tension. And coming back, we are going to replace the bag. This does not take very long. And we're going to move over to dealing with the floor. And we're going to sweep and we're going to mop. Now, everyone's floors are different sizes, so this may take you a little longer, but we're going to do this for 2 minutes on this recording. So 1 minute to sweep. And you know what? You'll be surprised how much sweeping you can get done in 1 minute. And if you've got a big kitchen floor, you can push pause and finish up and then keep going. But grab your broom and you're dancing around the kitchen with the broom and collecting all of the things that fell on the floor and getting that swept up, and your trash is ready to collect that, and it's not overflowing, so it's not going to make a mess when you dump the dustpan into the trash. So you did yourself a favor there. Good job. And be sure to get the corners, and just you're dancing around and having fun with this now, and it's really wonderful. And you're about to change dance partners now and switch to a mop. And if you don't want to mop the whole floor because it just doesn't really need that, you can just spot check it with a wet cloth. But I like to mop it because I can mop my whole kitchen floor in about a minute. And I certainly can't get it perfect in a minute, but it is so much better than it was before. And if I do it frequently, you know, it's fine to just do what you can in a short amount of time. It's better than it was, and that's good. So you get your wet rag and just dunk it in the sink of hot soapy water, and you stick it down on the floor, and you can wipe the whole floor off, even with your foot if you need to, or if you've got a little mop that you like to use, or a Swiffer, or whatever the people like to use. And again, you're dealing with a big flat plane here, a surface. And when that surface is clear and clean, it creates such a sense of peace and order, and it's almost subconscious, but you feel it when you walk into the room. And just look at that shining floor. Good job. You did this. Now we're going to switch gears again, and we are going to go back to our dishes, and we're going to finish up the dishes and finish wiping off any surfaces. This is sort of our finishing touches moment. And you can just recognize what you're doing for yourself and the people around you while you're finishing up. This is a real expression of love that you are enacting right now to make your space, your kitchen space that is so central to everything in your home, clean and beautiful and inviting and ready to use. And you're making it easier for you and the people around you to eat and be connected and all those things that the kitchen facilitates. That's so critical in our life. And thank you for doing that. You're doing such a good job. Now you can notice maybe you've got some little piles of paper. You can collect those and put them in your paper stash. If you don't have a paper stash started, I would recommend that you get some sort of a container and just collect the papers and make an appointment with yourself to deal with those papers. We're not going to deal with them right now, but you can collect them all and then deal with them, and it's not too hard. And this is a chance to put out a centerpiece that you like, maybe some beautiful flowers. All right, you can put them in the vase now if they aren't in the vase, or you can make it smell good with a candle that smells good or a spray that smells good. Whatever you want to do to finish off this space with something that just makes you happy and just feels good and looks good. And just take a minute to breathe and pay attention to how you feel now in your kitchen. It looks so much better. It smells good. It feels calm to be in here now. And you created that. This is truly making the world a better place, because as long as your kitchen is on this planet and you've cleaned it, you've made the world a better place. And it seems small, but it's actually huge. And you know that because you're the one that gets to use this space next. And it's just so meaningful to be able to come into a place that's prepared for you to do what you want and need to do there. And that's it. We did it. Good job. And I hope that you can feel centered and peaceful and have a clean kitchen all at once. Isn't that awesome? Let's do this again in the next Do Along podcast. Have a great day.